What's up, everybody? Jamel Gibbs, your family oriented entrepreneur. Welcome to another podcast episode. This is the Business and Investing Podcast, where you learn all things business and investing related. Now, I believe we're approaching episode 140. So, shout out to all of you guys who've been supporting this podcast around the world. There's a lot of people. I think this podcast is going international at this point. So, I appreciate all the support that we're receiving on this podcast. But today, we're going to talk about how you can support your real estate business even more so than you are right now. And this is an easy implementation strategy that you can add to your business in order to be able to grow your business, to become more trustworthy, to get more deals, quite frankly. It'll be easier to talk to people when you have a good review on your website. So today we're going to talk to a specialist who, I've recently started doing business with this particular company, and it's been helping my business over the last, couple of weeks or so. And I believe it's going to help you in your business, because think about it like this: when you're trying to do business, and let's say you come across a motivated seller and you want to build trust with that motivated seller, what's the first thing a motivated seller is probably going to do? They're probably going to go and do a Google search on you or do some research on your company. And if you have zero reviews, or if you have negative reviews on your business, are they going to trust doing business with you? Well, what if you had a way to get some positive reviews on your business from each seller that you do business with? Again, we're problem solvers. So if we could solve people's problems, then they can give us a review showing how we actually help them in their situation. How much easier would it be for you to be able to do more business? And that's the train of thought that I want you to keep in mind as we talk to our special guest today. This is Nick South from Sotellus. Now, they have a software. I'm going to have him tell you about the software, but I've been using this software. You guys have probably been seeing some of the reviews that has been popping up from my education business, and I've been getting a lot of positive reviews on it. I don't really have any negative reviews online. I mean, it's so minimal, but I have more positive reviews because of the value that I put out. And you guys are providing value in your real estate businesses by helping people. So we're going to talk about how you can turn that value and those reviews into more cash in your pockets with my man, Nick South. What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man? And then we'll hop right into it.
Yeah, so funny enough, more of an entrepreneur background. I actually had like an Amazon FBA business and stuff. And if some people have done that, I didn't do drop shipping necessarily, but I know people get into those things too. Yeah, one thing I really noticed inside of those businesses, and anybody, if you find somebody on Amazon, you're gonna notice that they're on that front page, they've got a ton of reviews. And I even think about it like this: when was the last time you bought an Amazon product? And then let's say you saw the same product and it's the same two listings right next to each other. One's got 200 reviews, 5-star happy clients. One's got 10. Same pictures, same description. They copy and paste it. But this one has 200 and it's $10 more. This one's $10 cheaper, but nobody's really purchased it and reviewed it yet. You are always willing to spend that extra little bit of money just to know that you're guaranteed a better product that has guaranteed happy customers. So I got really into that. And I come from, mixed martial arts background, all this stuff. And when I started working here and started doing stuff with Sotellus about 5 years ago, you start noticing the massive increase. Like, I don't know who knows this, but if you go do a simple Google search on why reviews are important for your business, you're going to see all kinds of stuff. You're going to see 9 out of 10 people are going to read your reviews, especially when we talk about real estate. Like, nobody's price shopping agents. This is why we have over 1,200 agents we work with. Nobody's going to price shop an agent. They just are going to find somebody they can trust, which is why probably majority of the people who are in real estate listening to this probably get a lot of their business through word of mouth. And it's also the big reason why a lot of these people who end up getting people from Google and things like that, and the few that do, will notice it's because their reviews are probably higher than a lot of their competitors, right? All it is social proof. It's case studies to prove, hey, I provide a high quality business. I'm trustworthy. Look at these people who will give you a great recommendation. I think the statistic is like 78% of people will see a 5-star review as good of a word of mouth referral. So that's how important reviews really are, especially in today's world, because everything's online. How
Absolutely, man.
often? Yeah, it's like everybody's gonna
Absolutely.
find something Googling.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a simple fact of the matter, right? So if I wanted to learn more about a business, I'm the first thing I'm doing is I'm doing research on them. And how do most people do research these days? We go to Google. You know what I
Right.
mean? So um now imagine a real estate investor or even a real estate agent, as you mentioned, having 205-star reviews versus the
Right.
next investor who has none. Because I guarantee you go to Google right now and just type in "we buy houses" in your area. I guarantee you, majority of them, if not all of them, are going to have no reviews on their websites. If they do, it's not showing up on the search engine. But what's the
Right.
first thing you do? If I go to Google and I type in, you know, "we buy houses North Carolina," let's just say for example, and I see those golden those 5 golden stars that Google provides, it stands out to me. Then I click on the website. Then I see more reviews on the website that allows me to feel a little more trust in a business. You know what I mean? So if I feel that way,
Absolutely.
imagine a motivated seller, right?
Absolutely. And especially like with our real estate investment companies that we work with too. Obviously, like because and what I always go over in real estate in general is that you guys are working with such a high ticket, like high quality type of clientele base. It's not the same of like me being a chiropractor, and not saying they don't provide a high value, quality service,
Hmm.
but it's a lot different than having 50 people come in a day and $50, $100. It's a lot different than when you're dealing with big ticket items such as investments, such as selling or buying homes. It's a way different thing. So because the quality tends to be so much higher, the quantity is naturally going to be lower, right?
Hmm.
This isn't a $50 product we're talking about. So because of that, well, why a lot of investment firms, companies, even property management people come to us is because what we do is we actually utilize every review. Because if you get 10 happy clients, there's a lot more you could do with 10 5-star reviews than just only having them on Google. It's still great. Obviously, we want them on Google. But if we just have 10, how do we get these 10 to look a lot more? How can we, quantify that and make that a larger, aspect? So something that our company does is we're going to take all these positive reviews that we get and the ones you've already got, we put them on a bunch of different places. So it has the appearance of you've got actually more than you really do because we want to get them found, right? Getting reviews is great, but if nobody's going to see them because you're on the 10th page of Google, you know what I mean? It's kind of like
Yeah.
driving 10,000 hits to your site, but never converting a customer over. That's the way that I look
So
at it.
absolutely, man. That goes back to what we were saying about doing that search, right? If you go to Google and you see 5-star everywhere, you're more than likely going to do business with that particular company, right? So how did you come up with all of this, man? Like what made you think of, I know that you mentioned that you came from an Amazon background, but like what made you put this software together?
So the way the company kind of came up with this idea is like we noticed that one, it started actually with video reviews. So
Mm,
reviews has always been kind of in demand, and there's so many different review companies, and obviously this is kind of easy to do just to capture the reviews. We are like, what kind of takes that next step? So we started doing videos. So we did this whole thing where we get video testimonials from these people and their clients. We started working with service guys, and then we started putting them in all their marketing, like their email campaigns and stuff like that. And people just loved them because there is a ton of reviews out there. Like I've seen a million 5-star Google reviews. I highly recommend you. But how many times have I had a client, I've seen a client on video telling me how much they love this guy to my right?
mm, right.
That's a whole nother story. I consider one video as good as 100 different written reviews just because it's
Hmm.
that much more powerful. And then we get into SEO stuff, it's on a whole nother level. So it started
Absolutely.
with that stuff and just making sure that how do we get these found? What else can we provide for them? Reviews doesn't seem to be the only thing they want. They want to actually utilize these. Okay, well, instead of having to put the effort on them to find a way to go copy these and market them, let's just do it for them. So we started finding
Hmm.
ways to integrate to their sites and their social medias, and that's why we, market these reviews on at minimum of over 7 different places. Anywhere that somebody can find your business, they should see happy clients. There should be something
Absolutely.
there to build their trust.
That's right, man. You know, and what I really like about this software as I'm using it, it's been several weeks at this point for me. In the past, I've seen, software where, I kind of stayed away from this type of platform because they would allow you to get reviews, but a lot of the times the reviews aren't real reviews. What your software does is they'll take real reviews from Facebook and Google and even your own platform. And these are real reviews from real people. You have to physically leave a review. So whenever you guys see reviews coming from me, you know that those are legitimate reviews, right? You guys will take that and, like you said, you'll put it across the internet versus leaving it in one particular place. So I really like that about the software as well, man. So how you got anything to add to that?
Yeah, so because so and that's a I actually like that you brought that up, and this is just kind of a precursor, and I love to just kind of I like to just give out value regardless of however I can do it, whether it's free and whatnot. So one thing I'll let people know is like, and what Jamel was talking about is why it's so smart to not go to a company that, and it's hard to find these people because they're not legitimate. But if you find
Hmm.
somebody who's willing to allow you to purchase reviews from them where they create fake ones, that puts you in so much risk of one, Google always knows. They will find that
Hmm.
in 6 days or 60 days, but they will take every one of those down. But now your listing is at risk of being removed and you get a 10-year suspension on Google for that. Then on
Mm.
top of that, if they wanted to take it to the highest ranks, and you can look this up because this happened to Amazon, you can be sued by the FTC because it's considered not legitimate in the sense. So like there was like a whole
Fraudulent.
thing with Amazon. Yeah, like they got sued like $150 million that they sued their sellers because they weren't even getting fake reviews. They were just giving out free products. Hey, I'll give you this. You need to come back and review that. And that's still
Mm.
against the law. So you cannot incentivize. The
Yep.
incentivization is how well did you provide that service? And then we have some other little tips and tricks in there where like we'll get a referral at the end. Like if they give a review, share the review on Facebook with a call to action. Typically with real
Hmm.
estate, it's like scheduling a consult, getting an analysis, things like that. But the reason why that's great is because you can incentivize for referral. You just can't incentivize for review. So if you know how to kind of kill two birds with one stone and really get around that, you start seeing a massive increase.
Absolutely, man. Good stuff, brother. So, what are some of the best ways that people can use in order to be able to get more reviews on their website for their businesses?
So to get the reviews, so one thing that we do is we have a widget. This widget is going to automatically just pull in all your positive reviews for you off the bat. So that's a really cool thing is it takes care of that. If you're trying to do it on your own, you can, but you're going to have to go to every different platform if they provide it. You might even have to do some copy pasting. You're putting a
Hmm.
bunch of pictures on your site, and at that point, it's obviously it doesn't look as clean. It's obviously going to slow down the speed more. So we built ours to kind of be like a window. So that way, just kind of you scroll through, see all the different reviews and such. One thing too is because we actually got verified by Google when we started this. So this way, the company's actually recognized as a review platform, not just a review gatherer. Because review gatherers just get your reviews on other places. We can also get them on our system. If you ran into a client who was older, who doesn't use Google, Facebook, and these other things, cool thing is we could still get the review, still get it on your site, Facebook, Google Business,
Hmm.
SEO, and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, that would be that. And there's other tactics like so you could send out a specific link, but again, you're only going to send it to one platform. You got to bank on that person. Hopefully, has Facebook or that person has Google. We provide every kind of which way you could do it. You can get a review on your own app in person without them having to do anything. You have a QR code we create for you that they could just scan, and we'll send the text and emails out ourselves for you and then follow up. That's a big thing everybody here needs to really understand when you listen to this is that you've got less than a 5% chance of getting reviews if you only send them one message. Okay.
Mm.
we're all busy. Me and Jamal we're just talking about our kids. Like I got my wife. I didn't know if I was gonna make it today because my wife's like due any hour at this point. So
Oh
I
wow,
was a
man!
little
Congratulations, man.
yeah, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it's our third under four. So yeah, my
Yeah,
wife is
well,
I'll have one by Monday.
awesome, man. I have five, man, so I know, and my son he just turned a year a couple months ago, so
Oh,
we're
that's
finished though,
awesome.
man. I'm done. But congratulations to you, brother.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, five was my magic number. My wife said seven. I said three at the beginning. We kind of negotiated to five, and we
Nice.
at this point we're like we might have 20. Who knows? Then I don't know anymore. Like
Hey,
I can't control her.
keep going, right? But I have four girls and then we have one boy, man. So that's our makeup right there.
Oh, you got the boy. You got the boy at the end though.
Last, yep.
Heck
Yeah,
yeah, I got
man.
a girl, boy, and we still don't know what we're having yet. It's gonna be a little
Yeah.
bit of a
Oh, it's a
surprise for us.
surprise, man. Oh, nice, man. You got to let me know, man.
Oh, of
I'll
course.
definitely be, I'll be talking with you. I'm gonna see if I can send you and your wife something, man.
I
But
appreciate that.
but what are some of the obstacles that people face when it comes to getting these reviews?
So one is definitely a lot. I've had clients that come in and they like, I feel weird asking for a review. You should never feel weird about asking somebody to review your service because not only is that giving them feedback to you, which is important because now you can know how to improve the quality of your service, what you're doing right, what you could double down on. If you ever had a negative experience, at least you know what you can improve on. So that's why you
Mm,
should never be scared, especially if you are confident in what you're providing somebody and how you're servicing these people. You should never worry about asking for a review. So that's one thing. I would say the other one is just getting them to leave it. And again, it comes down to the I only asked once, or I said, hey, when you get home, can you leave me a review? Of course, they're going to tell you yes. They love you. They want to leave you one. But on the way home, I got three calls from the wife, and I gotta go pick up the kids, and I gotta grab groceries from the
mm.
store. And you're the last thought in my head at that point to go on Google and leave you a 5 star. I don't remember. It's not that I didn't want
Life
to.
happens.
Yeah, we're all busy. That's why it takes an
Yeah.
average of at least two. We hit them at least 3 to 4 times because that's why our capture rate tends to be so high. We've seen them
Mm,
about that third or fourth message is where a lot of them get left. So constantly following up with these people is a big way to kind of break through that barrier of worrying about them never actually. Well, I sent them the link. Well, did you ask them more than once? Because when I saw that, I was all about it. I was going to click on it. Client texted me. All right, hold on. Let me get back to this really quick. Now I got to send them the email real fast. Life gets in the way. So don't be
that's true.
scared. You know what I mean? Just ask them for it. It's nice when you have a system to do it automatically for you. But
Hmm.
the other thing is waiting. You don't have to wait too long. But even if you have clients from the past, like we reach out to clients 10 plus years ago that still are willing to leave a review. But with our patent pending app we created, you can get a review on the spot. I would tell everybody that is the best time to capture a review.
Mm,
Have a 70% chance of getting a review when you ask them right then and there, and they're almost always willing to do it right then and there on the spot. Because one, you're taking the headache away from them. They don't got to worry about this. They don't got to feel guilty later on for not doing it. And then at the same time, they're at the heightened part of their emotions. They're excited. They're grateful for your assistance. So that's when they want to do it the most. So I'd say asking
yeah,
in
man.
person, following up, and not being scared.
I think just to add to that, man, like one thing that works out really well for me, I ask for reviews. Number one, if it's a homeowner, for example, and we're at the closing and they got their check, I'm asking for a review, right? Because like you said, it's right there on the spot. They're at the heightened part of this whole thing. They feel good,
Mhm.
and they feel like they want to leave a positive review because you did what you said you were going to do. That's why it's so important to perform, right?
Right.
Same thing with my education platform. I don't usually ask for reviews. I used to do this at my seminars years ago when I was running these seminars. We're talking 14, 2015, 2016, 17, so on and so forth. I would wait until I've probably given the most value for the weekend to ask for the review, and almost everybody would just go
Yeah.
online and say, yeah, man, this
Cool,
is
cool, cool, cool.
this is a great program. Now what I do is I wait until the person has gotten a deal on the contract or they're closing or something like that, so they're really feeling good about it, and it actually shows that people are making money. So whenever you see reviews come through me, you know that these are legitimate reviews from people who've actually done business and they're happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's, that can overcome a lot of obstacles for you guys as well. So if we had to provide our listeners with, let's say, a 3-step process to get started in this whole thing, like how can they register for your software and get the reviews going?
Yeah, so one thing is I'll create a link where they can kind of go to. If you ever
Hmm.
wanted to kind of jump on and talk to me specifically, we're gonna do something really cool if you're coming over from this podcast. So we've already talked about this. So if you're coming from here, one is you need to mention Jamel no matter what. Like you got to tell me the podcast name, mention his name. I don't care, but you have to mention him. All right. If you don't, and you talk to one of my other guys on the team and one of my sales director, my sales reps or something like that, they got to make money. So we want to save you some money, and it's already inexpensive as it is. It's a very low cost service for family owned and
It
self
is.
funded. So it's why we can provide what we can provide at the price point that we do. If you want to schedule on with me, you come straight to you can type in sotellus.com /Nick Nick. I'm going to give you a link so you can drop in here too. You can also go to
Hmm.
sotellus.com, fill out the pricing page. You're just going to pick whatever time works best for you. You could jump on and get signed up. Other words, what we'll do after this is he's going to put a link in here for you. It's going to have an easy way to sign up. There's going to be a discount code that we'll provide for you guys that you can just easily put in. The step by step will be very simple. Once you're signed up, your coach is going to be reaching out. So that's a big thing, is that so many people get kind of worried with softwares and like, man, I don't want to go through another thing. I know it sounds great, but I mean, I don't got 10 hours to be implementing this thing. Well, that's the
Hmm.
beauty of this is like, and you've already talked to Isaac, so you know how simple this stuff can be.
Yep.
Is you're going to jump on with the coach out anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour max, and you're up and rolling at that point already. He takes care of it all for you. Our coach will set you all up, and then you're just going to tell him what you want during that time frame as he adjusts it. And then from there, you're already up and rolling.
Perfect, man. So that's your step-by-step process. Use the link in the description box to get registered. Make sure you talk to Nick, mention Jamel, and get set up. That's your 3-step process right there. And I just want to give a special shout out to my man Chris Jefferson, because I reached out to him about a month ago because I started hearing people say, "Hey, Jamel, do you have any reviews?" So I was looking for a review, something very similar to what you have. In fact, you guys superseded what I was looking for. And he instantly told me, "Hey, use these guys." So shout out to Chris Jefferson. If you don't know him, he's a real estate investor. He's an educator as well. I'll link the podcast that I did with him up at the top of this particular podcast as well. So shout out to CJ. Um, Outside of that, man, I think is there anything else that we're missing that the software does that we should bring out?
A lot of it will also talk on demos and stuff, answer more questions. But the way I'll give you like a 30-second bird's eye view, guys. If you want a little quick description, is you're going to get all in one a automated review capturing, marketing, and a lead generation system. So you're gonna have something
Perfect.
that goes and gets the reviews for you, markets them out, includes optimizations on your GMBs, SEO running, and then you're gonna have 5 ways that we capture leads, including getting every person that reviews you to refer you out on their social media.
And one thing I will add to that, one thing I really really like about it, um, so if you don't, first of all, if you don't have a business Facebook page for your real estate investing business, make sure you get one. Super super important, because everybody has a Facebook page, especially your avatar. You're dealing with older clients a lot of times, or people who have distress and things like that, and they just need extra cash. So you're going to be a lot of those people are going to be on Facebook, right? So that's a fact. Number two, what Sotellus does is when you get the new review, every I think it's three times a week for me, they'll
Yeah,
push
it's
out a Facebook post automatically. So I don't even have to touch it, right? I don't have to post anything. It does the work for me. Now, I do take those posts and I'll put them up on my YouTube and my Instagram and things like that. But this system does it for you. So it's marketing. That's where that comes into play. You know what I mean? So it's super, super important to have a Facebook page for your business, but also more so important to have Sotellus push out these reviews every other day for you. So shout out to Sotellus for doing that as well. Um, Outside of that, man, any last words for our listeners that people should be mindful of?
um no, I mean My big thing is just always like taking action. You know, I always say, what is the I'm trying to keep it clean. So what's the word I could use? I'd say bronze beats brains every time because version one, if you want to be a perfectionist, version one is version done, which is better than
Mm,
version none.
mm. I like that, man. Version one is better than version done, which is better than version none. So shout
Right.
out to you, man. Bronze beat brains every time, man. I appreciate that, man. But look, guys, all the links that you need are going to be in the description box. I know this was a very brief podcast, but Nick is about to be a dad a third time over. We don't want to hold them too long. And I believe we gave you guys everything that you needed to know when it comes to getting reviews and then turning those reviews into profits for your real estate investing business. So if you missed anything, be sure to watch this podcast again, listen to it again. If you're listening to it on any of the podcast platforms, but if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure you watch it again and make sure you take action more so than anything. We really appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Let me know what else you guys want to see on this channel. Let me know what other podcasts you guys would like to see, and I'll be happy to put those together for you. I'll see you on the next one.